is right in the middle of giving us an example of that kind of faith. Jesus has just come down from delivering the Sermon on the Mount. When he comes down from giving the Sermon on the Mount, a man has leprosy, and Jesus said, what you want me to do for you? He said, listen, I'm going to heal you, make you whole from your leprosy. He heals the man of leprosy, and Matthew says he's about to come into Capernaum, and as he enters the city, don't you know, a centurion, a Roman centurion, comes up to him, and this Roman centurion is a man with power, prestige, and authority, but life has a way of putting problems on powerful people to break them all the way down to their least common denominator. So you don't trust in your job, you don't trust in your position, you don't trust in your money or your friend. Life can put so much pressure on you that you got to find somebody that's able to help you deal with what you're going through. And the man made a choice to find the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, and the Prince of Peace. And he comes to Jesus and say, I got a problem and I need your help. See, when you got real faith, you know who to take your problems to. See, the reason why so many church folk get disappointed, you take your problems to the wrong people. You take your problems to folk who look like they spiritual. They walk like they spiritual. They put the finger up like they spiritual. But they ain't got nothing spiritual in them at all. See, when you got that kind of faith, you can admit to yourself, I ain't strong enough to go through this by myself. And God, if you don't get me out of this, ain't no way I'm coming back. But when you got that kind of faith, this man said, look, I'm concerned about my servant. My servant has got a disease and it's tearing him up. He's sick of the palsy and he's being tormented. So this man is in real bad shape. He's completely stretched out. He's tremendously, he's been stretched to the limit. And right now, God, I need you, Jesus, to come and heal my servant. And see, when faith kicks in, faith is what draws us closer to Christ when we're in a crisis. When you're going through a difficult time, that faith that you have in God on the inside pushes you to a place where you realize that I have exhausted all my options, and now the only choice I have is to take this matter to God. But what I want to know is that why is it that we got to try everything but God's way first? Why do we have to call our brother, our mother, our sister, our play friends, and this, that, and the other, when all you got to do is take the matter to God in prayer first, and then just sit there and wait for God, and God will let you know what it is He wants to do in your life. See, the same thing that causes us pain is the same thing that God will use to produce a praise in your life. See, now this man, he says, look, I got some stuff going on in my house. And Jesus, I heard about you. I heard that you're a serious dude. You got a lot of power. You got a lot of clout. Everybody talking about you. And I'm like, I need you to do a little something for me. Can we work that out? And whatever it is I got to do to pay you back, Jesus, I'll do it. I ain't mad. I ain't too proud to beg. I just need you to come. My man is sick. I need you to come home, and I need you to check him out for me, all right? You laughing, man. I'm serious. I just want to make sure wasn't nobody sleeping. See, when you got that kind of faith, you know that what I can't handle alone, I can handle it with God. What I can't deal with, God can deal with it for me. What I can't do, God is able to not only do it, but to do it so that can't nobody else ever undo what He has done when He did what He did for me. And see, when you have that kind of hope in what God can do, that's related to having that kind of faith. See, and that's what the centurion had. He had faith that Jesus could work in his situation, but before he could ask Jesus to do something about it, when you look at the text, Jesus says, all right, I'm going to go and heal him. And it suggests to me that sometimes I don't even have to ask Jesus, because He already knows what my problem is. I just need to bring the problem to Him, and He'd be like, all right, I'm going to go and I'm going to deal with it. And that's what happens to the centurion. Before he could tell him about the condition, he says, already, I'm going to go. And obviously, omnipotence is operating here. Amen? See, because before the need can be revealed, Jesus responds and speaks a word, and he's setting the man up for a spiritual blessing and a breakthrough that's going to produce some healing and some deliverance. See, it suggests to me that when you approach the Lord in faith, he not only hears about your problem, but he hears your faith when you're speaking. He feels for you, and he gets ready to go with you to the location of your problem. And see, I got to stop there. Reverend Alexander, see, so many times folk pray about a problem, but they fail to take Jesus to the location of the problem. See, you ain't got to argue with nobody at work. Take Jesus to the location of the problem. You don't have to lay nobody out over the phone and tell them some words that you ain't used in a long time. Just take Jesus to the location of your problem. You don't have to go up to the school because your child is cutting up and take a razor strap and a hanger and a belt and extension cord and beat them till they black and blue. All you got to do is take Jesus to the location of the problem, because when you take him to the problem, he's the ultimate problem solver, and he'll fix it before you can ask him to do anything about that problem. When he goes with me, I walk a little bit harder. When he goes with me, my voice is a little bit deeper. When he goes with me, my arm is a whole lot stronger, because he is the power source of my life. And if I put my trust in him, he promised never to leave me nor forsake me. And lo, I'll be with you always, even to the end of the world. When he goes with me, my mustard seed faith gets changed. It grows and it matures and becomes that kind of faith. See, this centurion not only had that kind of faith, he recognizes that Jesus is not just an ordinary man. He says, listen, he said, Lord, I acknowledge that spiritually you are a man of authority. And I can understand that, because I too am a man of authority. I have soldiers that are entrusted to my care, and they obey my orders and they follow my directions. If I tell one of my soldiers, look, I need you to come in, he comes right away. If I say, look, I need you to go over there, he goes right away. If I need you to do this, they do it right away. But that still doesn't stop the fact that I got a problem under my roof, and I need your help with this problem. He uses himself as an example, and he respects the fact that Jesus is a commander of a different caliber. And he tries not to waste valuable time. He said, look, Jesus, you ain't got to come to my house. Truth of the matter is, I got too many issues. I still got some whiskey bottles from last night on the kitchen table. I still got them cigarette butts in the ashtray. I still got them glasses that got lipstick on it and they don't belong to my wife. I got too much stuff under my roof, Jesus, and I don't need you coming to my house seeing all my baggage. But if you just say the word, you ain't got to go under the roof. Just speak the word, and I know that my life will be changed and my servant will be healed. So I'm talking to the real folk that need him to speak a word. You got some stuff in your life. Lord, I need you to speak a word. Lord, if you don't speak a word, I'm going to take my fist. I'll be done connected it to somebody's jawbone. I need you to speak a word. If one more thing happened to me, I'm going to scream to the top of my lungs like I'm crazy. I need you to speak a word. Lord, I'm just going to go to my job and I'm going to turn my desk over. I'm going to hand my letter in and I ain't never coming back. I need you to speak a word to my situation.